Hey everybody, Paul Rudy coming to you from Carroll's Corner. I'm joined by, of course, the iconic Pirate in a segment that is brought to you by the Tri-City Medical Center. Coach, we're talking about a young man from modern day, a two-way starter by the name of Moses. Kyle Moses going to play his college football at Holy Cross. And today we're going to start with an example of play recognition and closing speed. Why don't you take it from there?
You know, first of all, what do you want in a DB? Now, this kid is a DB. He's a receiver. He's really good with the ball in his hands, and he's a great kick returner. But I really like him as a DB, and I think that's where he's headed. And what you're looking for, size is an advantage, but it's not a requirement, but speed is. Transition out of a back pedal is. Aggressiveness, acceleration to the ball is, and great eye discipline. So we're going to see some transition and some eye discipline. So first of all, he's on top. If we can pause right here, we're going to look at play recognition. So he's already started his back pedal, and play recognition shows, again, that we have all of these guys going in this direction with the fake by the quarterback in this way. He is then going to boot and come back around. Now, when you boot to this side of the field, you will always have a short, flat route underneath. A corner normally does not play a flat route on a boot, but because he's got such great closing speed and acceleration, it really doesn't matter. Look at how fast he gets there. So we're going to start with a transition, quick 2 feet right there. And now he is a missile shot out of a cannon attacking this flat route. He's already identified the play. None of these linemen are downfield. They were all faking. They all have the high hats we talked about last week. And now here he comes, breaking on the football. And he gets there with attitude.
Closing speeds.
Closing speed and aggressiveness.
All right, let's look at play number 2 if we can. We got it right here. While the video's a little dark, it shows some great foot speed.
He's up here right here. So we've got bump and run. So a corner at the next level is going to have to be able to play off, read the quarterback through the receivers, play, run, pass, and he's also got to be able to press. And any college, any pro, any high school team that has a corner that's a takeaway guy that can get on the line of scrimmage, go one-on-one and take away your best receiver, allows 10 other guys to play the game. And this is what we're going to see. And before we get started, we can pause right there. You play bump and run or press coverage from the ground up. So it's not the hands first. It's the feet, it's the hips, and then it's the hands catching. And he does a great job of that right here, starting with his feet, his hips, and his hands catching. He's going to reroute this receiver. So what we have right here, this is classic. He's already disrupted his route, which means that the likelihood of the ball being delivered where it's supposed to is not very good. But he's in really good position right here. We call this a hip lock. So he is hip to hip, but notice this ball has been thrown. His head has not yet looked back for the ball. So what he wants to do is, and this is a common error that people make, is you don't look for the ball. You're not the receiver. They're throwing it to the other guy. Let him tell you when the ball is coming, with his eyes, with his mouth opening large, and with his hand extension. When that happens, that's when I can look if I'm hip to hip. If I'm not hip to hip, I get to catch up. He's hip to hip, but he doesn't see a need to look.
How tough is it to coach something like this?
Incredibly difficult, because every kid wants to turn and look. And when you turn and look, you get separation from the receiver. He got no separation from the receiver because he played the hip the whole time.
And defending that back shoulder throw, which is not necessarily here, but that's the toughest thing to do for a defensive back, isn't it?
Yeah, and if we could pause there, that's how you play the back shoulder. Is when you turn your head and shoulder towards the quarterback, you've lost him. He runs that backside comeback route, and you've lost him. In this case right here, you're playing the receiver, and you're going to be able to make that play.
All right, Coach, let's look at one more play, if we will. What do you see coming up right here?
All right, so this is going to pick it up a little bit late here. This ball is already in the air. The ball's right there. Receiver is running a slant route. He has already transitioned from his back pedal to forward. But here's what I like about this. You have to be, the Chargers know this, physical as a corner and be able to tackle. And watch what he does on contact. There's 2 ways to tackle. Pause. There's 2 ways to tackle. There's go to the thigh, eyes to the thigh and rugby tackle, and then there's to go with the shoulder pad and the head and shoulders across. But when you do that, you have to do 2 things. You have to grab cloth, jersey, to make sure that you secure the tackle, and you got to run your feet. Watch him grab cloth and run his feet.
Go ahead, Terry, roll it.
Run those feet, run those feet. That's impressive.
All right. He wears number 21. I'm presuming that perhaps Deion Sanders is his favorite player. He's got Deion's foot speed, but he's much more physical than Deion Sanders ever was.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
And we saw it twice in those 3 plays. He doesn't mind bringing it.
All right, that's Kyle Moses. He's in Carroll's Corner. We'll see you next week.